YouTube, capital G here, checking out some brand new assault mode support that just got revealed. You guys remember the assault mode mechanic that Konami tried experimenting with during the 5Ds era? I believe it was Crimson Crisis when we got a whole bunch of the cards. In fact, yeah, it had to be Crimson Crisis because the Red Dragon Archfiend assault mode was the cover card of that booster set. Looks like Konami is giving us more support. This is going to be released in Dark Neostorm, and this is assault mode 0. It's actually a quick play way to go into assault modes, which is kind of nice. Don't have to wait a turn. Assault mode 0, as I said, is a quick play. The first and second effects are both hard once per turn. The first effect says tribute one synchro monster, special summon from your hand one assault monster whose name includes the tributed monsters. This is treated as a special summon with assault mode activate, so it is going to properly summon it. You can summon the monster back from the graveyard. They're just making sure there's, a clarification on that. The second effect says during your main phase you can banish this card from your graveyard, set one assault mode activate from your hand or deck, which is the really important part, and if you do, it can be activated this turn. All right, so this is really cool, right? When I first looked at this card, I was like, I don't know about this because you have to have the assault mode monster in your hand to activate the first effect. But then really when you look at it, it's like, well, the second effect just lets you set assault mode activate straight from your deck and then activate it that turn. So at worst, this basically just tutors assault mode activate if you did want to use something like Foolish Burial Goods to drop this right in the graveyard. But I think at a best case scenario, people have to understand this could let you drop two assault modes or two Stardust assault modes in the same turn. And really when you look at assault modes, I think they kind of failed because only two of them I would say were ever playable. The Stardust assault mode, I think even by today's standards, you guys might think I'm crazy, but even by 2019 standards, I think Stardust assault mode is still a quite playable card, really just because it has a built-in Infernity Barrier, and it's a fucking 3000 attack monster, and when it dies it summons Stardust from the graveyard. I think the Red Dragon Archfiend one was kind of good too because it did have a built-in Regeki, but in today's Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially if you're going first, you kind of want to have as many disruptions as possible. Let's just look at this from a best case scenario. You have your Stardust assault mode in your hand and you were able to drop a Stardust Dragon turn 1. Now all you need to do is just activate mode 0. That'll let you put your assault mode on the field. Then you can banish it. You can get your activate. You can set it straight from your deck onto the field. Then really all you need is just like a Monster Reborn or a Soul Charge to get your Stardust, your original Synchro Stardust Dragon back from the graveyard, and you can activate your assault mode, activate, and boom, you got your two Stardust assault modes on the field. Now from that point, I really only feel like you need a third like legitimate defensive card. If you had something like a Lost Wind, an Ash Blossom, or an Impermanence, even though you've consolidated your entire opening hand into 3 cards, those 3 cards are good enough probably to beat 6 cards from most meta decks. I mean, seriously, as long as you're able to simplify the game state really quickly and get quick 1-for-1s from your cards, probably your opponent's not going to be able to kill you even with 3 cards. And when your Stardust assault modes come back, you're probably just going to win because they're going to negate 2 more cards or run over stuff in battle. It's a really simple game plan, and I kind of feel like it can work. Keep in mind, this archetype, well, not only is, Infernity Barrier built into Stardust Assault mode, which is, again, the reason I think the card is still playable, this archetype still has its own Infernity Barrier. So if the deck already has an Infernity Barrier, you probably won't even need to drop double Assault mode. You could just have a Stardust Assault mode plus an Assault counter set plus another good defensive card, and those 3 cards alone will be good enough to at least stop your opponent's turn 1. As other archetypes like, Salamangreats and Soteller Knights and Zephyra, how good your own Infernity Barrier is. Like, usually Infernity Barriers are fucking amazing because your opponent's not going to be able to counter them. You can use them against your opponent's best play, and it's going to be pretty much a guaranteed 1-for-1 in most cases. So I like this card, Assault Mode 0. Mainly the reason I like it is because I still believe that walking Infernity Barriers in 2019 can be a legitimate win condition. We see that negation right now. Decks that can set up boards with, 2-3 negates are doing really well, and I feel like there's no reason that assault modes can't be in that mix. I mean, am I saying that they're going to be meta or anything? No, but I'm saying that this is a good piece of support, and even though the way that they used to play wasn't super great, I'm saying that it is a viable strategy just because we're seeing it around the rest of the meta. So whatever you guys think of Assault Mode 0, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.